En plus, le jeu devient vraiment intéressant maintenant. Enfin, je deviens un peu plus balèze. J'ai pu ce souci que j'avais au début d'être faible.
Tu es toujours faible.
Mais bon, j'ai pas tout à fond, ok, mais je suis beaucoup plus fort. Je suis niveau 22. Et... Oh putain, ses yeux sont dégueulasses maintenant.
Tac.
Ah, le mec à l'hôpital là qui était membre d'un gang, je l'ai buté aussi.
J'ai pas vu ça. Je te dis, hein, j'ai pas suivi.
Non mais j'ai fait hier ça. Ah,
Ouais,
c'était
ouais,
plaisant.
mais j'ai pas regardé l'épisode. Bon, c'est bon, ça tourne en tout cas. Et j'ai tout fait. Pourquoi parce que je suis... J'ai une toux et mon médecin de cours il fait j'ai consulté les astres et je t'ai fait une saignée, enculé.
Quand ton médecin t'a fait une saignée.
Ouais, il m'a fait une saignée pour une toux.
Ah, le Moyen-Âge. Alors, comment je peux traverser de l'autre côté? Je vois un truc qui bouge là-bas. Probablement un mec de Priwen.
Ah, j'ai obtenu une pneumonie.
What?
Steady, boys! We've got one over here! Side, Bernie!
Beaucoup plus mal la morsure maintenant. Là, on est corps à corps.
"29 Pretty Orchard Street. This is it. What's in there for me?" There's been a
j'ai
fight
une
here.
pneumonie. Et j'ai demandé à mon médecin de cours de trouver un remède. Et il a trouvé un remède expérimental. C'est de courir nu les nuits de pleine lune jusqu'à que mes jambes me lâchent.
On dirait un remède à la piaffe.
Mais c'est quoi ce médecin de cours?
Ah bah bienvenue au Moyen-Âge.
Je sais. Mais j'avais jamais vu ça encore, du coup ça va.
This window was shattered with violent force. Someone's been pulled through it and dragged through the street. Who could have done that?
Allez, on va suivre les traces de ça.
C'est bon, j'ai quand même perdu ma pneumonie en faisant ça. Hein.
Mais tu es mort aussi.
Stay away!
Non, je suis en vie, je suis en bon état.
Go back! Human!
Oh, il y a rien à l'autre, lui.
You're surprising. Occasionally, you make a good point.
How's that?
We're being misled. Or worse, we're being baited by leeches playing a nasty game. The power of the lawyer! He's so fucking
The marks on this woman's neck were made by the fangs of a vampire. This is the very flower my mother tossed on Mary's coffin. Someone is targeting my family. Her shoes and clothes are quite worn out. Only a golden watch in her pockets.
I see you.
Ok.
Right then. It's a sick game. But given no choice in the matter, I might as well win it. I won't let you escape. You're very fast, but I'll catch you.
Wait.
Ah, ma femme vient de mourir d'un cancer. Ah non, c'est vrai.
They've all
Elle est
been
morte d'un cancer
butchered.
il y a un moment. C'est juste que...
Tu viens juste de le remarquer.
Non, 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 c'est juste que j'avais fait des fiançailles avec quelqu'un, avec une gamine. Sauf que la gamine, je crois qu'elle vient de se faire tuer. Je crois bien qu'elle s'est fait tuer parce que du coup, enfin, c'était sur une île au nord de l'Écosse et c'était la princesse, enfin c'était la future chef de l'île. Et je pense qu'elle s'est fait tuer parce que c'est un autre mec c'est un mec qui a pris le contrôle de cette île et la fille elle est plus dans la cour. Ah putain.
Moi je crois que ce que je t'avais dit la dernière fois est en train de se réaliser.
De quoi?
L'affaire.
Ah, elle est en vie.
C'est
Du
pas-
coup,
Peut-être. Il y a quelqu'un qui me surveille et qui a déposé le truc de la mer sur un cadavre
This
pour m'attirer mon
is
attention.
despicable.
Et ça me dirige vers la tombe justement.
c'est chiant. Pour me marier, j'ai le choix avec des enfants princes, enfin des filles princières, mais il n'y a que 3 princesses et elles ont 1 an et 9 ans. Du coup, c'est que des fiançailles. Et après, sinon, je me marie avec une courtisane, sauf que ça fait perdre du prestige.
Mais mec, 9 ans en vrai pour le Moyen-Âge c'est pas grand chose.
Non, il faut, je peux faire des fiançailles, mais je ne peux me marier qu'avec la fille quand elle aura 16 ans.
Quoi? Mais au Moyen-Âge ils
Ouais.
faisaient des gosses à 12-13 ans.
Oui, oui, je sais. Mais là, ils ont quand même un peu d'éthique.
Il n'y avait pas d'éthique au Moyen-Âge, voyons.
Et du coup, c'est à partir de 16 ans que tu peux épouser quelqu'un.
Ah. Un gros moment d'histoire qui approche pour moi. Un gros dialogue. Enterré pour remplacer.
Allez, ça, on va faire ça, on va faire ça.
Oh le prêtre.
Help me, please! You! What have you done?
Vicar Larrabee, what happened?
Demon!
Moi,
Hell
je suis
scourge!
fiancé avec une fille de
Son
9 ans.
of perdition!
Vicar. Jonathan is no demon. He's just a loving son, returned from the dead. Like your Christ, Vicar.
Mary, it has been you all along.
Oh, it's me, all right. Precious brother.
Why did you lure me here?
I'm gathering the family. For a final reunion. All smiling, all dead. Thanks to the good Dr. Reed.
Mary,
Mother, say hello to your son.
Hello, Jonathan.
Mother,
What do we have here, Mother? The prodigal son has lost his tongue. Our Jonathan always had the first and last word at dinner. The entertainer, the star of our show.
Mary, let me explain.
Shut up. It's my turn to do the talking. I have this nasty hole in my chest, Johnny. It needs to breathe.
Right then, speak.
My prayers went so long without an answer. My husband killed in France. My child carried away by the flu. My brother promising to return in his letters. then disappearing in thin air. I went from hospital to hospital, cemetery to cemetery, grave to grave. I've lifted every stone in London, searching for an end to the nightmare. And there you were, in front of me, on a dark pier.
It was the hunger. You know it now as well.
The joy to have finally found you. I longed for your arms, a final happy ending to so much tragedy, to tell me all would be well again. As you did when we were children. It was this filthy dock where you greeted your sister. I dug a tunnel from my grave with my fingers and teeth.
Mary, I had taken your life before I realized it was you. I tried to kill myself.
But you failed in your attempt. We cannot die, can we? We are a plague. I've watched you, Jonathan. You pull the strings and sever them.
I've done what I had to do. I did not choose this fate. But I will have my answers.
Ugh. There are no answers, Doctor. There's nothing left but pain and lies and treachery.
Mary, wait!
Time to go, Mother. Give my regards to my son.
No! No!
This is what I do to those I cherish. Can you imagine what I've in mind for you?
I'll destroy you!
Finally, we hear the truth. Dr. Reed, admit it. You're a monster who takes joy in killing, who relishes the chase, the secrecy of it all.
I'm still a scientist. I shall find a cure for this madness.
You lie to yourself. Confess your sins.
Over the slaughtered corpse of our mother!
Are those tears, brother dear? Your heart still bleeds with emotion. My dead heart has dried.
You are mad.
Oh, so that's what I am, Doctor. Mad? I was beginning to wonder. I've been hearing voices, one in particular. That of my dead brother. This is the reason I must kill you. Not for your betrayal. Not for our poisonous kiss. Not even for the lies you tell yourself. No. It's so that smooth and wicked voice will stop ringing in my head.
I cannot let you kill again, Mary.
Time to die, brother. And this time for good. To rot in this grave. Kinslayer! You've burned away Nurse King's mind. You're a monster! Rest in peace, monster. Give me your blood, priest. Final thoughts are just to die for.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Ça va?
Déplacé par les scores, il me semble.
Non?
Bah moi j'ai rien fait, je suis sur un jeu.
Non, mais moi j'ai pas bougé.
Ah c'est qui alors?
Ouais, je sors de la douche, je fais une séance de muscu et puis au moment où j'arrive là, oui.
You've killed me, brother.
C'est chaud. Bon, je vais boire un coup parce que j'ai même pas eu le temps de boire du coup.
What have wronged me, brother. Come to me, Jonathan. I'll show you the same kindness you showed Sean Hampton. What have you done? You left me to rot in this grave. Come to me, Jonathan.
Non.
Well, brother, it's time to bring this conversation to an end. Forever.
You know I will not play this game.
Calm now, Doctor. Like a rabid dog. Or think you're performing an autopsy.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'll kill them all. The kind Dr. Swansea. The sweet little lass with hair of red. I am the Harbinger, bringing your punishment.
Mary.
Don't you see? This is not me. Flesh that never ages. All nightmare, no dream. Bring it to a close. Let me sleep.
I will find a cure, Mary. I swear it.
At last, I can forgive you.
Putain, ça m'a chauffé la gueule là. C'est vraiment des petits fils de pute sur le GOG.
Chut. Pas de cinématique.
Oh.
Blood. As I shed one last red tear for my fallen sister, I realize the entire world now revolves around this singular word. The epidemic that has stricken London is not the Spanish flu. It is transmitted through the blood, via violent biting, turning survivors into frenzied immortals. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. I am a vampire, born anew into an age of death and pestilence. While plotting factions close in around me, I am sworn to find the source of this epidemic. I am convinced greater perils are still to come. I know the answers I seek are hiding in our blood.
It's locked, all right.
Oh.
Jonathan, old chap, how are you tonight? I've seen little of you of late.
I was conducting research in my room, away from the nightly routines.
Of course, of course. Worry not, I understand. The situation has been testy around here. I won't deny it, but we still stand.
What news do you bring?
The news is not good, my friend. We try to keep the epidemic at bay, but street violence is escalating quickly.
How bad is the epidemic?
It is killing the infected patients faster. In less than 2 days now. The only blessing is that they're contagious for a shorter period.
Tell me more about the violence.
Jeffrey McCallum seems to have sent his war dogs on a hunt. On a nightly basis, Pre-Wen patrols exterminate every skull and vampire they find.
Have they come closer to the hospital?
No. They mainly focus on fallen districts or abandoned buildings. But they're growing in numbers. They must be recruiting heavily.
Have you any reliable friends in the West End who might assist me?
Unfortunately, you will be alone. Except for our ravishing red-headed acquaintance, of course.
What about the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole? Where are they?
There are only a few of us. Most others would not speak to you. I am the black sheep of our brotherly flock, you know.
What of my commission here at Pembroke Hospital?
Nothing to fear, Jonathan. Your position here is in no jeopardy. You remain one of us, and you are always most welcome.
I have received an alarming letter from Lady Ashbury. She wants me to meet her at her house. I have been granted safe passage.
Then you are twice fortunate. I have never been invited to the lady's mansion. And with the quarantine and controls, city access is nigh impossible.
Is the quarantine serving any purpose?
It is helping slow the
Yes,
propagation of the
tiens,
epidemic.
vas-y, Sam.
But as long as we have no clue to its
Eh,
origin,
c'est une blague.
Arrête de
Sufficiency
diffuser,
is
qui va, j'ai
limited.
du son en retour.
Why have you never entered the lady's
Qui
house?
va?
You are one of her good
Laisse
friends.
qu'il bat tranquille.
My dear Jonathan, you have no idea how reclusive the good lady normally
Parce
is,
que c'était que ce truc
nor
de
in
merde.
what great esteem she must hold you to let you into her domain.
Thank you, Edgar. We shall speak again later.
Est-ce qu'il y a des trucs à voler dans ces armoires? Non. Non. Et non. Oh.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
The patients are not. They know we are overwhelmed by this horrifying.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Don't you know better? Are you from Ascalon? I don't care. You're bleeding. You're feeble.
Quand je dois affronter des écoles. Ça va être trop long, ça.
Good evening, sir. It's me again.
Leave me alone, I say, whoever you are.
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone. Let me enter, sir. I swear I mean you no harm.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman. All right, Doctor, come on in.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
Pourquoi est-ce qu'un putain d'aveugle a besoin d'une lanterne?
Tell me, how do you see the world
Que
these
c'est une
days?
lanterne anti-aveugle.
Ça n'a aucun sens. Si elle était anti-aveugle, ça devrait lui poser souci.
Bah oui, mais comme il est
It's
aveugle et
locked.
qu'elle est anti-aveugle, ça s'annule. Et du coup, il voit.
Non, il voit pas.
Si, il voit avec la lanterne.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
J'arrête de chipoter.
C'est là que tu ne diras jamais. Puisque tu as perdu la vie par ma faute, je sais que tu me détestes pour ce que je t'ai fait. Même si tu ne dis jamais, on ne parle pas beaucoup chez Swanborough. Pas vrai. Alors, pour soulager ma conscience, voici le geste le plus courageux que je puisse faire. T'écrire cette lettre et la laisser dans ton laboratoire. Si un jour tu la trouves et que tu me demandes ce dont il s'agit, je te la lirai. Si quelqu'un d'autre la lit, eh bien, comme je l'ai écrit précédemment, ceci est mon geste le plus courageux. Donc, Mason, je suis désolé pour ce que j'ai fait et pour l'enfer dans lequel je t'ai plongé. Je suis désolé que tu sois maintenant un aveugle qui cherche désespérément un sens à une vie inutile. Si je pouvais changer une chose, ne serait-ce qu'une chose dans ma misérable existence, ce serait ce qui est arrivé il y a un an de cela, je te le jure, Mason, si je pouvais te donner mes yeux pour que tu puisses voir à nouveau, je le ferais. Mais ça ne marche pas comme ça, n'est-ce pas? Alors je t'en supplie, mon frère, pardonne-moi, Loretta.
Bute l'aveugle.
Non.
So what is the name
Thom.
of my nocturnal
Il vaut
visitor?
rien.
I'm Dr. Jonathan
Il
Reed.
vaut rien.
As I already
Justement.
explained to you, I'm inquiring
Mais
about
non,
the epidemic.
autant l'améliorer.
Dr. Reed,
Enfin,
the
améliorer
eminent
sa valeur.
surgeon. My God, I'd never have expected a brilliant physician like you to
Je
knock on
soigne.
my door.
You flatter me, sir.
Que
No, sir,
je
I am
l'interroge.
flattered.
Et,
I read all your work when I still
ça,
had my sight.
le sang qu'il
I
va me
loved
donner
it.
vaudra
I'm
plus d'XP.
Mason Swanborough, by the way.
Why does your sister feel so guilty about what happened to you?
Because she knows I'll never forgive what she did to me.
You run an illegal business with someone you hate?
I don't hate my sister. She looks after me, we have a good time. And I'm just not ready to forgive her.
Ok, il y a des choses qu'il faudrait qu'on m'explique.
What the fuck?
C'est pas la première fois que ça arrive et je remarque absolument rien. C'est
What
déjà
the
arrivé
fuck?
plusieurs fois.
And what else have
Il
you
y a un
learned
fantôme
about me,
qui se
Mr.
connecte et qui te
Swanborough?
fout
I know
dans...
you assisted Professor
pas.
Carell in France, and that you invented a new blood transfusion method based on his work.
C'est bizarre.
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yes, the thrill of research
Ouais, du coup, tu disais tu le soignes.
and discovery. This is what drives
Je le
people
soigne,
like
comme
us,
ça
Dr.
j'améliore la
Reed.
qualité de son sang.
Oh, how
Donc
I
quand je le
envy
mords,
you.
il me donnera plus d'XP.
Oh. Il
Does
a
someone
trouvé
take
le
care of
cardio.
you in this isolated
Il n'y
place?
a plus qu'à
My
te
sister
trouver des yeux.
Loretta and I have our daily
Mais non,
routine.
je dois parler, je
Every
dois apprendre
morning
son
and
histoire et
evening
tout
she
le bordel.
comes by so we can talk and eat. Then she leaves
Elle soignait
and I
surtout.
stay.
Mais pas pour sa vie, pour sa Oh putain, ils sont d'une névralgie.
Do you not appreciate your
Je sais
sister's
pas soigner les
visits?
problèmes.
Loretta is the best and
cérébraux.
worst thing that
Encore.
happened to me. And
C'est
I
pour
believe
trouver
she
la
could say the same
solution.
thing about me.
Oh.
Where does
Dites-le.
your sister go?
Well, let's
No.
just say,
Il vaut que 500
she
d'XP.
earns enough money for us both.
What's so
Oh.
amusing about that?
I won't
Que
hide the
500
truth from you.
d'XP qui bat.
Loretta sells a
peut
fake
monter jusqu'à
miracle
3000.
elixir to the sick people of
Mais oui,
Whitechapel.
mais... Regarde-le, il est triste.
Il a pas l'air triste, il a l'air content.
Mais tout au fond de son cœur, tu
Do
sais
you
qu'il
know
est triste.
Braille,
Thom.
Mr. Swanborough?
I'm no expert, but I learned it in my spare time, yes. Why?
I found a strange document entitled Cure for Blindness. It's written in Braille, so I thought perhaps it was
Qu'est-ce que
yours.
c'est que cette
Really?
merde?
Is that some kind of sick joke? Let me see.
Here it is.
This letter seems authentic. And it actually refers to an experimental cure for blindness. You have piqued my interest, Dr. Reed.
Could it be of any use to you?
No. This page is just a part of a larger diary. I'd be glad if you could find the other pages.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
I hear them hissing and scratching at my door every night. The sick made mad by the fever. But these walls are thick, and my lock is solid.
Bon, il est passé à 700 d'XP.
Goodbye, Mr.
Ça
Swanborough.
se trouve, il va mourir avant de te
I'll
donner
leave
l'XP
you
et tu l'auras dans.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool. What can I do for you, Doctor?
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough. I'll leave you now.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
J'ai peut-être foutu la merde dans ce quartier. Peut-être.
Bute-les tous.
Non,
Allez.
ça a de l'impact sur mon histoire, putain.
T'as dit que de toute façon tu voulais faire une bad ending.
J'ai jamais dit ça.
T'as dit que tu voulais faire une fin de méchant.
J'ai jamais dit ça.
Tom, tu m'as dit ça tout à l'heure.
Ah bon?
Oui.
J'ai vraiment utilisé ces termes-là.
Oui.
Mais putain, j'ai juste buté le mec d'un gang, un prêtre, qui essayait de sauver des gens et...
Voilà.
Et la petite vieille parce qu'elle me faisait pitié avec son Alzheimer.
Alors ça c'est méchant. La petite vieille c'est méchant. Franchement.
Elle me faisait
Tu peux buter
pitié,
qui tu
putain.
veux. Mais tu peux buter qui tu veux, mais la petite vieille c'est dégueulasse.
Mais elle se souvenait plus de rien.
C'est marrant à quel point la petite vieille Alzheimer c'est un espèce de gros cliché dans le jeu vidéo. Il y en a une dans Bloodborne aussi.
Ah mais moi, je peux pas supporter ça. Bon, moi c'est pour une autre raison, mais... Parce que je sais bien que... arrivé à un certain stade, ça va être plus à rien.
Mais oui, mais Tom, t'aurais pu la guérir.
Non.
Mais si.
Bah si, je l'ai guéri. En la butant.
Oui, mais t'aurais pu la guérir
Good evening, sir.
avant de la buter.
Do you remember me?
If you're here for a
Le seul moyen de la
reward,
guérir,
you'll
c'est
be
de la
sorely disappointed. But I'll
Mais non,
gladly
t'as-
shake the hand of a fellow
T'as pas fait
countryman.
d'effort.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor.
T'aurais pu demander du budget à l'État pour trouver une solution.
Doctor in Whitechapel.
Tu sais,
What an
d'ailleurs, t'as vu,
opportunity. My name's Bates.
D'ailleurs,
Captain
ils ont
Bates.
trouvé
Do you require
il y a
assistance?
pas si longtemps que ça, il y a quelques mois, là.
Not me, but your
Ils
skills
avaient,
could help
ils
a
avaient
lot
fait
of
des
people
avancées, ils
around
avaient trouvé
here.
des trucs pour
That
lutter
would help
contre
my business,
l'Alzheimer.
because I say, a
Ouais,
live
ça prend encore
tenant's
10 ans
a
pour ça.
paying
Ouais,
tenant.
ouais, bien sûr, mais bon. Enfin, toujours mieux que
Since
rien
I took
trouver,
an
quoi.
oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
I'm no saint, but to take advantage as you do, you are a despicable man who could only prosper in these dark times.
So it's a no then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swamborous shit.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
Take this as my final warning. You will not profit from the misery of others. Business is one thing, but what you do is quite another.
Really? What you gonna do? You ain't from here. You ain't Whitechapel, Doctor. You wouldn't know the first thing about playing dirty, even if you wanted to.
Bon, j'ai peut-être trouvé quelqu'un d'autre à bouffer.
You seem to have recovered well
Voilà.
since your attack.
Bute-le.
Je sais
Do
pas
you
si
ever
t'avais les
think
dialogues que je
about
fais avec
what
lui
happened?
tout à l'heure.
Not much.
Mais non,
It's a
parce que
fucking
je
nightmare.
ne connais pas là où tu
Savages,
fais le
absolute
stream, voilà.
Bloody
chaîne Troll
savages,
Squad.
their appearance.
Je connais
Jesus.
pas la chaîne.
Made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't
Voilà.
be around next time to save you.
Tu cherches juste Troll Squad Vampyr et c'est bon.
Have you heard
crois?
anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Not really.
Regarde.
A man such as yourself, knee-deep in the muck of Whitechapel, must know more. Speak now.
Heard it closed after the owners died.
Après, de toute façon, je
Refugees don't want to come to
J'essaye. Ah
Whitechapel
ouais.
no more. Scared,
J'essaye
are
de
you?
pas.
You sound
trop me
disappointed.
spoil
As long as
parce
she
que
was there at the dispensary, it attracted
Putain.
more immigrants and kept my place
Duclos, il a une
full.
tête trop arrogante.
Such a shame.
En fait, c'est un propriétaire et qui expulsait des gens. C'est pour ça qu'on est
Why am I not convinced?
Maybe it's
C'est un gros
because you
enquête,
lack
c'est de se faire du
faith.
fric à tout prix.
Being a skeptic must be useful for a man of science.
Moi, je le boufferai.
Moi, je vais le faire. J'ai eu toutes ces infos.
How are conditions in Whitechapel at present?
The way this sickness is spreading, I don't think there'll be enough new bloods to replace those tenants I'm losing from this bloody thing.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates. Mr. Bates.
Evening, Doctor.
C'est vilain. Je sais pas. On dirait que tu lui fais des trucs de Jedi.
C'est à peu près ça. Là, je le ramasse dans un coin tranquille. Pour aller te traindre.
Was I that evil to deserve such punishment? My only regret is that no one will mourn me. For I have never been
Ah,
loved.
t'as pas tout vidé là, je suis désolé. Oh. Ce truc à la Assassin's Creed quand tu le tues.
Ah, sous commentaire.
Oui.
Oui, c'est à chaque fois. C'est comme ça qu'Artidiel s'est rappelé de son fils. Il fallait qu'il s'en rappelle.
Pas très gentil.
Ah, la sœur de l'aveugle. Allô?
Oui, quoi hein? Bute-la.
Et je suis confronté à un autre souci.
Good evening, my dear
Putain, j'ai eu peur.
colleague.
De quoi?
Très long chemin.
Loretta, why do
Ah
you
oui, je
feel
comprends
so
bien.
guilty about your brother?
I don't expect him to forgive me. All I can do is make amends for what I did.
By making him a crook and a criminal. What if somebody decides to make him pay for your scam?
Mason is totally capable of defending himself. Just leave us be. We're perfectly fine.
Don't you think he needs to be somewhere he can receive appropriate medical care?
Mason wants to be useful, can you understand that? And chemistry is his passion, and the Swanborough cordial gives him a purpose in life.
You look ill, Miss Swanborough. I wonder if your concoction will do the trick.
I have no doubt it will. But I'm not against a second opinion, Dr. Reed.
Well, there you have it. Take this remedy, but be discreet. It may damage your business otherwise.
Thank you.
Loretta, your miraculous formula wouldn't even cure a common cold, and you know it.
The Swamborer's cordial secret ingredient is hope, Doctor. And it's something people around here really need.
A placebo effect is real and has benefit. But in your case, you could be murdering your customers, who may die because they are not receiving the necessary medical attention.
Medical attention? In Whitechapel? Trust me, my cordial is the best option they have, since it is the only one.
If your true purpose was to help, you wouldn't take money from the poor for your snake oil.
Oh, but to pay for it is part of the process, Doctor. If it were free, they wouldn't believe in it.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Pas beau lui.
It's locked.
Tu fais un truc de japonais là, tu sors des tentacules du sol et tout. Ça va pas te faire des choses comme ça?
Ouais, c'est mon ultime. C'est basé sur la manipulation des ondes.
C'est marrant parce que du coup quand je parle, comme je m'entends, je vois le décalage que j'ai avec ce que tu fais, ça rigole.
I have this thirst.
C'est vraiment la misère sexuelle. Genre tu bouffes un peu tout ce qui traîne par terre quoi.
This is despicable.
Et donc quand tu butes un mec comme ça sans bouffer son sang, tu gagnes pas d'XP, c'est ça?
Si. Certains te donnent un peu d'XP.
Ouais.
Je dis certains. Oh, y'a plus le mec avec sa croix, je vais pouvoir les buter sans trop de soucis.
c'est ma life. Soit le motif des enfers.
Step away, sir.
Ok. Là j'ai gagné un peu d'XP. J'ai gagné 10 XP. En fait il est là la particularité du jeu, si tu fais une run en... Il n'a pas d'XP.
Bah ouais, mais... c'est le mode difficile quoi. C'est souvent plus dur de faire un jeu en mode gentil qu'en mode méchant quoi. Enfin, quand t'as le choix.
Ah bah justement, pas toujours. Il y a des jeux où c'est mieux d'être gentil, justement. Comme Mass Effect. Mass Effect, si t'es un gros enculé, tu peux pas... T'as moins de possibilités pour la fin du 3.
Ouais.
Bon, la chinoise dans le cimetière, tant pis, hein. J'irai la soigner d'autre.
Oh. Pour Chinese.
Il a son cadavre. Ouais, ils ont enlevé son cadavre. Ah non, il est en bas le cadavre. Bah, il y a un mec qui me faisait chier donc je l'ai buté.
Pas très gentil.
Ah, fait chier. C'était un brigand et... Ouais, il méritait pas de vue. Concrètement,
Genre les cadavres ils les laissent traîner par terre comme ça, y a pas de souci, genre. Tout va bien.
Attends, je vais voir qui j'ai buté ou... What? Ah, oui. Mais là, je peux rien faire, je peux pas la maintenir en vie. Je pense. Donc j'ai buté Pete, j'ai buté Darius. Dorothy Crane, elle est morte parce que j'ai fait le mauvais choix. J'ai buté Clay Cox, j'ai buté Sean Epton et la petite vieille Henning Gillingham. Je pense que j'ai peut-être pas une run si gentille que ça.
Oh. Hop.
You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away, whoever you are.
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
Oula. Elle a pas beau.
C'est mon créateur.
Elle a pas beau.
I am not your champion.
But of course you are, son. As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
I had to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
Silence! I dismiss you now!
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence! I'm tired of all these puppet shows. They want war. I'll show them war.
Whatever this poor woman did, nobody deserves this kind of punishment.
On va les aider surtout. Pourquoi t'as de lui?
Il s'entretue. Putain, il lui a même pas fait de dégâts.
Ah, comment il l'arrête? Pourquoi tu peux pas être copain avec lui?
Parce qu'il veut pas.
Force-le à être ton copain. Oh, cool.
Easy does it, boys.
Christ, he's dead!
You're feeble. Stupid newborn!
Oh. Comment il t'a mis ta race?
Oh, vu le code. Oh putain, vu le code. Ils sont pas des vampires normaux. Ils sont un peu particuliers ceux-là. Ils sont grands.
Oui. Il est pieds nus.
Ouais, il a pas de chaussures à son pied. Pas pointure à son pied.
Si.
Bon, on dirait que c'est une zone de guerre. Bon, avant d'aller voir la femme, je vais voir s'il y a peut-être pas des trucs à piller par terre.
So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
Dr. Reed, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him. But I kept it in the end.
C'est Dark Souls.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Please, call me Jonathan.
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
My sister Mary, she was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying, and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through her terrible nightmare.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
I felt this power, radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Prewen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong Ekon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Please.
Pourquoi ils peuvent plus boire du thé, ça n'a aucun sens.
So, my lady, why truly did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Tu nourris ce que tu sens d'être vivant.
Who are they? Really?
They are the embodiment of vampire law in Britain. Some say they influenced the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
How many are they?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals. All of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Will they fight the guard of Priwen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Ascalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information, and then deciding how to use it.
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first. But it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman. That suits me well, as long as they leave me alone.
Oh, ils ont pas encore le droit de vote pour les femmes dans la société des vampires.
Should I trust them?
Of course not.
Comme c'est
Do not
triste.
misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
They have done nothing but impede my investigations since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
How powerful is his reach?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite, but we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Priwen has called for a second great hunt of our kind, and they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
Will the Guard of Priwen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Priwen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Ekons I know would flee the country to escape the bloodbath.
I think I saw them kill an Ekon on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
Should we fight back? I will not be hunted down like an animal again.
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them is to put an end to the epidemic. This is the only way to clear the air.
What is a great hunt?
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Priwen located and destroyed most of the old British vampires.
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
Why start a second one?
Priwen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us as the cause of the epidemic.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
Please forgive my bluntness, but I have to ask. Was it you? Did you make me?
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal. But I swear, I had nothing to do with it.
You have no idea at all? You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire underworld.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
What is the plan?
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Ascalon, accept their proposition, and use their influence to promote your agenda.
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority. You must find its origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the crisis.
What will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
Will you not visit Pembroke again?
No. I must remain discreet and avoid attracting attention to Pembroke Hospital for the time being.
But how will you sustain yourself?
I shall not, Jonathan. Fear not. I'm used to it.
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgrave, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Thom. Baise-la.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
Le développement était un peu chelou, un peu rapide, je trouve, vis-à-vis de cette femme.
Oui, c'est bizarre.
C'est pas la première fois que je la rencontre. Putain, mais les yeux de mon personnage sont complètement rouges maintenant.
En même temps, ça doit faire longtemps qu'elle a pas tâté de la carotte.
Apparemment, elle est vampire depuis un moment. Elle a 27 ans depuis très très longtemps. Et elle était déjà un vampire il y a 75 ans.
Ben voilà.
Ça fait plus d'un siècle qu'elle est vampire.
So,
Tu es l'élu, Thom.
time to visit the Ascalon
Tu dois
Club.
replanter Excalibur sur son socle.
Pourquoi encore cette métaphore?
I cannot enter.
Je croyais qu'il n'y avait pas de point de TP.
Ouais. Regarde le type de TP que c'est aussi.
Ah oui, d'accord. Moi, je serais parlé de TP.
Ah, c'est un mini TP.
You lost.
Oh.
It's locked, all right.
Killed her!
Recognize him?
Yeah.
No, this one ain't on our list.
Well, that's one less anyway. We'll make McCullum
Hop,
happy.
tu le caches.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
J'espère qu'il ne voit même pas si t'es derrière la grille.
J'ai fait comme si. Ah, je peux aller les rejoindre. Pour aller les buter. Les loot le vampire qu'ils ont buté.
Go!
Ah non. Non.
Mais si. Mais si, tu pouvais aller sur la droite.
Ah oui.
Sir, no civilians allowed. It ain't you! Kill it! Fuck his fault!
Le fait que leur niveau soit en rouge, ça veut dire qu'ils sont plus au niveau de toi. Le fait que leur niveau soit affiché en rouge, ça veut dire qu'ils sont plus forts que toi. Et donc à partir de 5 niveaux, ça...
Oh, c'est pas grave d'avoir des niveaux plus avec moi.
Ouais, ça a pas l'air d'affecter trop la difficulté.
Au début c'était relou. Voilà, mais j'ai up les compétences de façon à ce que ce soit intéressant pour moi. Bon, soyons honnêtes, c'est pas évident du tout. Et j'ai maxé l'endurance comme un gros chien.
Ouais. De toute façon, je pense que dans tous les jeux comme ça où donner des coups ça prend de l'endurance, c'est un des premiers trucs à maxer.
It's locked.
Parce que j'avais lu dans les critiques du jeu, de toute façon, genre max l'endurance dès le début. Mais du coup, tu peux pas sauter.
Je sais même pas comment je dois passer là. Ah. C'est par là. Oui, probablement. Là, je peux citer, je vais essayer de voir. Oh, plus 3. Ok. Attendu l'autre ici. Nope.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Le gameplay a l'air vachement lourd quand même.
Ouais, bah non plus très dynamique.
Mm.
Scale dégénérée difforme. Et on a
Quitter.
Allô?
Son micro est coupé.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need help, sir?
I think I'm fine. But what happened to my jailer? Be careful. He's as vicious as he is strong.
You don't have to worry about him anymore. What happened here?
I am Tadao Kimura. I was imprisoned by this lunatic for several days. I thought I was going to die here.
You're not going to die now, Mr. Kimura. If you hurry, you should be able to get home safely.
It seems that I owe you my life. You have all my gratitude, Dr. Reed, since it is the most precious thing I possess.
Bonne santé.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura. Take care.
Je vais à la réunion, après je vais aller dans un quartier un peu plus bas niveau. Pour terminer les quêtes secondaires parce que bien d'XP.
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan, I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, you have come back too late, sir. Far too late.
I know, Avery. I know about Mary and my mother.
I'm so sorry. It was my duty to watch over her. She left the house in the middle of the night. The police said...
It's all right, Avery.
The police said her body was found near your sister's grave in Whitechapel. You're the master of the house now. I'd understand if you fired me, sir.
Do you need medical attention, Avery?
I won't refuse, sir. I don't feel that good these days.
Here is your prescription. You'll feel better soon enough.
Thank you very much, sir.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, no one else attended your sister's funeral.
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I'm sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great deal during these difficult days.
Casse les couilles.
Ça fait 100 minutes que t'es plus là.
Quoi?
Ça Ça fait 5 minutes que t'es plus là.
Ah.
How was life in this house while I was away?
It was sad, sir.
Et j'ai
Miss
spammé dans la
Mary
chaîne
moved here
muslim
in
du coup.
July after she lost her baby and
Ah oui.
so I stayed to
Je me suis
serve
dit
both
peut-être qu'avec ton
her
téléphone
and
t'allais
your
voir.
Même pas. Ah, il y a peut-être moyen d'éviter ce qu'elle crève, ma mère. Ah.
How was my mother?
Ah,
Miss
parce que si
Reed
j'avais
was very frail.
sauvé l'autre au lieu de le buter.
After Miss Mary was found dead, your mother started talking to herself. She said she was speaking to the dead. She even said that she had seen you.
How was Mary?
Miss Mary went out looking for you every night after you had written to say that you were coming back. She was sure you were alive. She'll never know she was right.
What are the arrangements for my mother's funeral?
There will be no funeral, sir. No ceremony whatsoever, because of the sanitary situation.
Where is her body then?
I'm afraid your mother's body was moved to a mass grave somewhere. I have no other information. Civil service is paralyzed, sir. London is crumbling down.
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now, sir. So my task is not over.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
Do you really think I neglected my mother, Avery?
Yes.
I see. Well, please go on. Speak freely. It's not as if there is anything left to treasure in this house.
Just like your father. You always had this capacity to focus only on what interests you. It surely helped you become a great doctor, but not such a great son.
Thank you, Avery. We'll talk later.
Your bedroom is ready as always. Good night, sir. I always hoped that I would hear children play in this house before I died.
I remember Sunday walks and... The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr.
It's locked, all right.
Encore? Allô?
Oui.
Pourquoi je viens de recevoir un message comme quoi j'étais AFK? Je viens de recevoir la notification de...
Ah, du fait que je t'ai envoyé un message. Ah oui, sur Discord.
Voilà. Je l'ai reçu sur mon
Oui,
téléphone,
oui.
maintenant.
D'accord.
Enfin, la tienne et celle de Kiva aussi.
Ah ok, je vais t'en envoyer aussi.
It's locked.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Here, here, here.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is immortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why are you suddenly so friendly? The last time I met one of yours, he tried to kill me.
Are you referring to Fergal? He was the most useful of servants, but he was just a servant. You, on the other hand, Doctor, proved yourself much more worthy.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean
Oh, tu peux même pas refuser.
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours. Sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
Ça peut être aussi le cas pour moi.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
I personally went patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least 2 foreign Ekons.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall. To isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
Allô?
Oui, oui, oui.
Qui bat, tu regardes plus? Bon, je pense que ça prend un nom. Je parle à un vieux et sa solution contre le problème de la maladie, c'est de construire un énorme mur.
Kiba, il est à sa fenêtre en train de prendre l'air. Que Kiba, il a chaud.
Mais non, il fait pas chaud.
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear. A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic. and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him?
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise Skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Have you heard the rumors of some horned vampire revealing himself and singing obscure songs around the city? What is this new malevolence?
Skulls have been spotted everywhere in London. We are losing this now.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
That I would hear children play in this house.
Que bah, il a froid.
Va te faire foutre. Plus d'endurance.
T'as buté l'aveugle?
Quoi?
T'as buté l'aveugle? Oh.
Ça fait longtemps que j'ai plus vu l'aveugle, putain. Plus je 400% de dégâts la mort dessus. Augmenter ma vie. Je vais en rester là.
Sans buter l'aveugle. Putain. Quand il est pas méga.
Faudrait que j'aille dans ce quartier après que je souhaitais. Les choses vont mal dans ce quartier. Et j'ai tué que 2 personnes. Mais non, j'ai tué mal de tête, mal de tête, mal de tête. Attends, faut pas les soigner. Ah oui, ça y est, ce sera tout pour ce soir.